say hello to. All right.
I'm sure you're not happy with the loss, but any positives you can take away?
Yeah, there's good and bad, like at this time of the year, but a lot of kids, like I really like Wiz. You know, there's showed a lot of character. You know, he got into that fight, which is fine, but that's not what I like about his game. He went north all night. He was physical. He was the Wiz that we need him to be, especially you know, for me. And he put the work this summer, and he looked great out there. And for me, he played great. And he had other guys too. Brown played well. Samu played really well. That's a kid that I'm really looking forward to work with. You know, he was in Finland, bigger ice, but tonight he looked really good. Took that puck to the net, and I was, you know, I was pretty impressed by him. A couple other kids with Barkley was good, you know, and on D, like, you know, that Bunk, that's a kid that we drafted this year. I'll be honest, I don't know that kid, but I saw him the last couple of days, but he looked really good tonight. Ginning was, that's a kid who was a man among boys out there, you know, and yeah, good. And some other guys, they'll be better tomorrow, and that's training camp.
Were you expecting a little bit more from a few of the guys who were pushing for NHL jobs?
Maybe, for sure, but at the end of the day, again, it's the first game. It's a weird game. There's not, you know, we had 2 practices. There's not that many structure, and yeah, for sure. And they'll be the first one to tell you that they need to be better. But again, there's no panic. It's just the first scrimmage, and I know they'll be better tomorrow.
With Wisdom, I know he was on the 4th line, and it's not like a real 4th line because it's a rookie game, but no power play 4th line. Are you guys trying to challenge him a little bit to?
No, like I think Wiz, he killed penalty tonight. He's going to be a 3rd or 4th liner at the next level or our level. I think everybody had a role. I try to, you know, the guys that don't kill penalties, they'll put on the power play, like, you know, and we have so many guys that are good on the power play that, you know, I felt like Wiz was the right fit for the PK, and that's his game. Like maybe, you know, he's probably going to evolve, and probably if he keeps improving, he's going to be a better player down the road. But right now, for me, he can be a penalty killer and a guy who you know, get his nose dirty, and he did that tonight. I'm proud of him. You know, but that's just a start. You know, he knows that, and he's just been putting the work this summer in Voorhees all summer, and he looked great out there.
What do you think kind of went wrong for him last year in terms of, you know, probably not living up to his hopes for the season?
I don't know. It's professional hockey stuff. You know, you come from junior, and you know, he was playing with Shane Wright there, and you know, getting points, and you know, it's one thing to get points in junior, but when you turn pro, it's different animal. He needs to find a different chair. You know, like maybe you were a passer or scorer in junior, but everybody was at this level at one point. So you need to find the right chair. And some kids, they get it right away. Some other kids, it might take 1, 2, 3 years before they figure out what kind of role they need to play at this level. Maybe he's one of those. And again, it's a great start of camp for him, but there's a lot of work in front of him, but he's been great tonight and last couple of days too.
What have your observations been on Ethan Sampson, both in Voorhees and tonight?
Yeah, he played well. You know, a big, linky guy with good stick, and you know, that's his game. And didn't do anything too flashy, which I don't think that's what we expect, but he had a pretty good first 3 days for sure.
With regards to Bobby Brink, it seemed like on the power play he was impactful, but maybe didn't show as much at 5-on-5. What do you think he needs to do to bring that out in his game?
Well, again, it's rough. So you can put Tyson in there. You can put Desnoyers in there. I felt like, you know, they were trying maybe a little bit too much. You know, normal. Like it's first scrimmage. It's not really. It is a scrimmage. You know, it's preseason if you want, but we had 2 practices. There's no structure on their side too, no structure on our side. So I felt like they'll be better tomorrow. The rust's going to be off a little bit, but you're right, on the power play he's a threat. He made a great play on that power play goal. He made a couple other great plays, and He's a skilled guy, and again, it's just the beginning of camp, and I'm not worried about those guys at all.
You mentioned Bonk a few moments ago. When you're the son of an NHL player or a chick or in the Howe, do you have to embrace it, but at the same time sort of like make your own trail, your own path, and say, I can't rely on that notoriety that much?
Yeah, I'm sure that's the way they think, but with those two kids, what they have on their side, they're not impressed by being around NHL people. They've been around NHL people all their life, so it's just, you know, they, especially Bonks, get that smile on his face all the time, like, you know, you just love the game, and, you know, both of them, and you know, I was impressed by both of them, actually. Like, they played hard, and yeah, it's probably from their upbringing, you know.
Yeah.
I know my kids are not impressed when they see NHL players, so I'm sure it's the same thing for them.
What were your thoughts on Mason Millman tonight?
Played well, moved the puck well, skated well. That's a kid who has been with us for a couple of years, been in Reading, and, you know, he's fighting for a spot, and he did the work this summer again, stayed in Voorhees, and I got a lot of respect for those kids that, you know, sacrifice their summers to spend their summers in Voorhees, and he's one of them. And he looked good today.
Last one.
With players who are playing in leagues in Europe, it's not common for them to come over for rookie camp. What does that say about Alex, how bad he wants it when he's here?
Sorry, who?
Alex Chernick.
Oh, I don't know. You gotta ask him, but he wants to play here, so he showed up. But I was. It's funny because that's one of the kids that in practice I didn't notice much, but tonight he made a couple great plays in the first. He did score a nice goal. I think that's a perfect forecheck for us as a coaching staff, the way they scored. And you know, some guys you don't notice them in practice, but they show up when the puck drop. And tonight he really showed me that's who he is. And hopefully tomorrow is going to be better. And again, that's the best league in the world that you know, where the Flyers are playing. So that's where he wants to play, and he wants to be a hockey player. And pretty good start of training camp so far for him.
All right, thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.